Hi, all, welcome back. In the first part of the methodology of humanities, language, culture, and identity, we have discussed what is language, what is the modern approach towards language, and how words are attributed meaning, and how language creates identity, and language and culture are inseparable. And as well we have discussed what is culture and how culture creates identity and language creates identity. Language reality is represented through language. In this video we are moving on to the language, culture, and subjectivity. The relationship between language, culture, and subjectivity. How subjectivity is defined in modern and postmodern age, and how a subject is created in the society through culture and language. The definition of subjectivity. The distinction between identity and subjectivity is not very clear since both are used interchangeably and the concepts are also used interchangeably. So we cannot distinguish in a very clear manner identity, what is identity and what is subjectivity. But we can try to how to define subjectivity. Subjectivity can be defined as the person's individual perception of the world. So, subjectivity can be defined as the person's individual perception of the world. ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ ലോകത്തിനെ കുറിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള പെർസെപ്ഷൻ, കാഴ്ചപ്പാട്, ധാരണ എന്താണോ അതിനെ നമുക്ക് സബ്ജക്റ്റിവിറ്റി എന്ന് വിളിക്കാം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ തൻ്റെ ചുറ്റുപാടും നടക്കുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളെ കുറിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ധാരണ ആ ഒരു വ്യക്തിക്കുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ നമുക്ക് സബ്ജക്റ്റിവിറ്റി എന്ന് വിളിക്കാം. It includes the person's feelings, emotions, and beliefs. Subjectivity is more connected with the psyche of the individual. Subjectivity determines a person's individual choices and is about her or his beliefs, tastes, emotional requirements, and personality traits. Subjectivity is more connected with the psyche of the individual, the feelings of the individual, the emotions and beliefs of the individual, taste and emotional requirements, and personality traits of the individual. So there is a choice. A person's individual choices are also there. Subjectivity, moreover, is founded on a postmodern and post-structuralist discourse and focuses on the making of the subject, how subject is made, which is an ongoing process. Making of the subject is an ongoing process. It is a continuous process. Repetition and fluidity mark the formation of the postmodern subject. Repetition and fluidity mark the formation of the postmodern subject. So repetition is most important. So, the distinction between identity and subjectivity seems to be not only a historical one but also a difference in perspective. One focusing on an inner stable core and the other stressing the making of identity. Subjectivity refers to that aspects of individual's psyche by means of which the person identify himself or herself and his or her place in the world. So through the psyche of the individual that makes the subjectivity, he identifies what is his or her place in the world. It includes the subject's outlook, emotions, values, and beliefs and perceptions. This is a multi phenomena. Subjectivity is a multi phenomena. Subjectivity also refers to the condition of being an individual. ഒരു വ്യക്തി ആയിരിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആ ഒരു കണ്ടീഷനെയും സബ്ജക്റ്റിവിറ്റി റെഫർ ചെയ്യുന്നു. Okay, being condition of being an individual. An individual is situated in a network of power relations. How this we are going to discuss it. An individual is situated in a network of power relation. How this power is created through language, that is, and as well through culture, that is we are going to discuss. This power relations influence her or his feelings and beliefs. A person is the subject to these relations. So, a person is the subject to these power relations. Example, slave master relation is a power relation in which slave identifies that he is a slave throughout his life, and he is addressed by the master. So slave is a subject position in his personal psyche. And as well, employee and employer relations is also the power relations. And in the relationship, we can see in slave and master, employee and employer, there is a power relation. The slave is always under control of the master, or the employee is also under the control of the employer. So thus circulates the power. How the power comes in through language. So this power is circulated through language. So language plays an important role in the making of subjectivity. Subject to exploitation or exploit others. Slave is exploited by the master, and either they exploit others or they are exploited by someone else. In this situation, we can see the power relationship. Language makes the construction of identities we have discussed in the last video. Language creates the identity of an individual. Ferdinand de Saussure, born in 1857, died in 1913, the Swiss linguist, argued that language consists of two components. One is the rules of the language, that is known as the lang, the system, the rules of the language, that is known as the lang. Lang is the set of all possible grammatical sentences in the language. And the second one is the actual acts of expressions and speaking, that is known as parole, lang and parole. Parole is the actual language used by people or spoken or his utterances. Human factor of language. In parole, the individual speaker has more choice of words. He can make his choices in parole. Parole is the specific utterance that arises out of the lang to enable communication and production of meaning. Then we can go to the choice of in a case of parole, and he says it as syntagmatic and paradigmatic lines. And in syntax, syntax, in syntagmatic line, there is no change in order. The change, that is the system, that is the rule. Syntagmatic is the rule. And we have to, if we say in English, subject, verb, object, there is no change in this pattern. But in the paradigmatic, this is the syntagmatic line, there is no change. There should be, look at here, V is the subject, can is auxiliary, C verb, and the rest of the part is the object, object. So there is no change, that is known as syntagmatic. But in the paradigmatic line, in this line, paradigmatic line, the individual has the freedom of choice in paradigmatic line, that you can see here. When we go to the position, we can here use it is the position of the subject in syntagmatic, but there is more word choice. We can use here she instead of we, and we can change the auxiliary here. So in this position, we can the sentences are changed: we, he, she, you, I. They are replaced with other pronouns. Okay, here we have used can, in the second may, third will, fourth could, likewise. So in paradigmatic position, there is more freedom of choice for the individual. that is parole. Language is situated within socio-cultural context, and so language makes meaning within this context. So language is situated within socio-cultural context. സാമൂഹികവും സാംസ്കാരികവുമായ പല സന്ദർഭങ്ങളിലൂടെയുമാണ് ലാംഗ്വേജ് സിറ്റുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ language makes meaning within this context. How language makes meaning? Language makes meaning in the socio-cultural context. So socio-cultural contexts are more important in the making of the subjectivity. This subjectivity is made through language. Language makes meaning within this socio-cultural context. Socio-cultural contexts are more important for making the subjectivity of a person. So we are moving on to it. Language defines us as male or female. So നമ്മൾ മെയിലാണോ നമ്മൾ ഫീമെയിൽ ആണോ എന്നുള്ളതൊക്കെ തീരുമാനിക്കുന്നത് ആരാണ്, എന്താണ്? ലാംഗ്വേജ് ആണ്. ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഡിഫൈൻസസ് ഐ ആം മെയിൽ, ഷീ ഈസ് ഫീമെയിൽ, ലൈക്ക് വൈസ് വൈറ്റ് ഓർ ബ്ലാക്ക്, ഓൾഡ് ഓർ യങ്. നമ്മൾ ലാംഗ്വേജിലൂടെയാണ് ഇതെല്ലാം പറയുന്നത്. ഹി ഈസ് ഓൾഡ്, ഹി ഈസ് വെരി യങ്, ഷീ ഈസ് ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ, ലൈക്ക് വൈസ്. സോ വെൻ വി സേ ത്രൂ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ലൈക്ക് ദിസ്, എ സബ്ജക്ടിവിറ്റി ഓർ എ സബ്ജect is created, through which an identity also created. So subjectivity and identity are based on differences. How this subjectivity and identity are based on differences, we discussed in the last video. Language is arbitrary, or the arbitrary nature of language. Language is made of differences. We discussed the example of dog, cat, car, etc. Because dog is identified only because dog is not a cat, dog is not a car, likewise. So language is made of difference. This is the modern definition of the language. And look at the example. I am me because I am not my father. The subjectivity of me is created because I am not my father. And son or neighbor, I am not the neighbor. So I am me because I am not my father. So there lies the difference itself. The subjectivity of a person is created in the socio-cultural context. That socio-cultural context create the subjectivity through language. The way one person can distinguish himself is by showing how he is not somebody else. That is most important. The way one person can distinguish, one person can make a difference himself is by showing how he is not somebody else. ഞാൻ ആരല്ല എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആ ഒരു ഡിഫറൻസിലാണ് ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ സബ്ജക്റ്റിവിറ്റി ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നത്. He is not somebody else. I am not my father, I am not my mother, I am me because I am not my father, I am not my son, I am not my neighbor, from which the myself is created. So how I distinguish myself? I distinguish myself showing how he is not somebody else, or the person he is not somebody else. How himself is different from others. So the subjectivity is created through this difference, as in the case of language. His identity is based on his difference from others. His identity is based on his difference from others. We are granted names that distinguish us from others. If we look into our names, okay, these names are not really us. These names are not really us. They are arbitrary words that seek to establish us as different from other people with other names. So these names are not really us. നമ്മളെ ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ ഒരു പേര് വിളിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ പേര് വിളിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നതല്ല ആ ഒരു വ്യക്തി, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ പേര് വിളിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നതല്ല the real us. പിന്നെ എങ്ങനെയാണ്? They are arbitrary words that seek to establish us as different from other people with other names. For example, the name Sunil. Take the example as Sunil. Sunil describes a person not because the word Sunil in any way captures that person's character. നമ്മൾ സുനിൽ എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ പേര് നമ്മൾ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഒരിക്കലും സുനിൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആ വാക്കിന്, ആ വേർഡിന് ഒരിക്കലും ആ വ്യക്തിയുടെ ക്യാരക്ടറുമായിട്ടോ ഇമോഷൻസുമായിട്ടോ ഫീലിങ്സുമായിട്ടോ യാതൊരുവിധ ബന്ധവുമില്ല. ബട്ട് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് സുനിൽ എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്നത്? ബട്ട് ബിക്കോസ് സുനിൽ ഡിസ്റ്റിംഗ്വിഷസ് ഹിം ഫ്രം രാജേഷ്. He is distinguished from other one. Who is the other one? That is Rajesh. Other names. That is, Sunil is not Rajesh. Here, subjectivity also made of differences. In this way, subjectivity is created or subjectivity is made of differences. In the cultural context of names, Sunil and Rajesh now functions as distinctive identities. So there are two distinctive identities. It is this context. In this cultural context, who is Sunil is not Rajesh. That is created through the cultural context. In this cultural context, which says they are different people. The identity of Sunil and Rajesh is based on whether the context, that is culture, accepts their differences. If the context or the culture does not accept this difference, there is no identity for Sunil, there is no identity for Rajesh, there is no subjectivity for Sunil, there is no subjectivity for Rajesh. So, the cultural context creates this identity through language. Culture acting through language therefore constructs our subjectivity and identity through following methods, which are the: one is, language constructs our subjectivity and identity by: 1. Language bestows names and meaning upon us. Language bestows names and meanings upon us. Second one is, language distinguishes our names and therefore our meanings from others. Language distinguishes our names, therefore it distinguishes meanings from others. Thus identity and subjectivity are created. Third one is, our perception. Language distinguishes everything. So the identity is also created through language. How that there is a difference in the language distinguishes our names and therefore our meanings from others as well. Third one is, our perception of the world is rooted in this identity and subjectivity that has been granted to us. Our perception of the world is rooted in this identity and subjectivity that has been granted to us. Culture controls and limits subjectivity. Culture controls, limits subjectivity, or subjectivity is controlled and limited by the culture. The subject is located within the context of culture and language. Subjectivity is created, or the subject is located within the context of culture and language. How we are going to analyze it? Subject positions. How these subject positions are created through using language in a socio-cultural context or cultural context. Subject position is to describe the location of an individual within a social structure where power determines his or her class, gender, and racial identity. So, in how the subject positions are created is created through the location of an individual. How? Within a social structure. In that social structure, subject positions are created where language plays a crucial role, where power plays a crucial role through language. Power determines his or her class, gender, racial identity. This cultural context which describe the subject position addressed by contemporary cultural theory. So, contemporary cultural theory describes this cultural context in which how these subject positions are addressed. Look at the slide. How the subject positions are created by law. For example, the law treats individuals as citizens. Citizens are subject positions under law. And the law treats individual as victims. The law treats individual as criminals. The law treats individual as law keepers. The law treats individual as law breakers. Under the law, a lot of subject positions are created. Which are the subject positions? Citizen is a subject position. Victims is a subject position. Criminals are a subject position. Law keepers, law breakers are subject positions under law. So, cultural context of law, there are a lot of subject positions are created. The law grant particular identities to us. നിയമം എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഒരു കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷനെ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് എന്ന് നമ്മൾ എടുത്തു നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇപ്പോൾ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഒരു കുറ്റം ചെയ്ത ഒരു കുറ്റവാളി നിയമത്തിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിയമത്തിൻ്റെ ആ കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ ആരാണ്? അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു കുറ്റവാളിയാണ്, ക്രിമിനൽ ആയിരിക്കാം. അവിടെ ആ ക്രിമിനൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നത് ലോ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റിലാണ്. നമുക്ക് അടുത്തതിലേക്ക് പോകുന്ന സമയത്ത് കൂടുതൽ മനസ്സിലാവും. ദ ലോ ഗ്രാന്റ് പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ ഐഡന്റിറ്റീസ് ടു അസ്. കോടതിയിൽ നമ്മൾ എടുത്തു നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ലോ ആണ് ഒരു ന്യായാധിപന് ജഡ്ജ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. ലോ തന്നെയാണ് ഒരു ഇരക്ക് വിക്ടിം എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. ലോ തന്നെയാണ് ഒരു ക്രിമിനലിന് ക്രിമിനൽ കുറ്റവാളി എന്നുള്ള സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. സോ ദീസ് സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻസ് ആർ വാരിയിങ് അക്കോർഡിംഗ് ടു ദീസ് കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റ്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വാട്ട് ദ പോസ്റ്റ് സ്ട്രക്ചറലിസ്റ്റ് തിയറി പുട്ട്സ് ഫോർവേഡ്. Next example, medicine defines us in terms of anatomy and physiology. Medicine classifies us either as healthy or as sick. How? If we are sick, our subject position is we are patient. In the cultural context of medicine, one person may be healthy or he may be sick. If he is sick, he has a subject position. What is the subject position? That subject position is he is a patient. So this patient is a subject position that is created by the socio-cultural or the cultural context of medicine. Subject positions in a school, college define an individual as students. നമ്മൾ സ്കൂളിലായിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കോളേജിലായിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഒരു വ്യക്തി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഒരു വിദ്യാർത്ഥിയാണ്. ആ വിദ്യാർത്ഥി വീട്ടിൽ എത്തുന്ന സമയത്ത് ആ വിദ്യാർത്ഥി മകനാണ്, മകളാണ്. ഓരോരോ കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ നിന്നുമാണ് ഈ സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നത് എന്നാണ് പോസ്റ്റ് സ്ട്രക്ചറലിസ്റ്റ് തിയറി മുൻപോട്ട് വെക്കുന്നത്. ആണെങ്കിൽ സ്കൂൾ, കോളേജ് define individual as students or children. Again in school we can see there are subcategories. Which are the English students are subcategory. The cultural context of English department, the students are English students, again subcategorized. Subjectivity, subject positions are again subcategorized. In a school, these students themselves are known as students. In family we can see mother, son, child, father. Mother is mother to her children. Mother is also the wife of her husband. So these subject positions are created in the cultural context through language. വ്യക്തി വീട്ടിലെത്തി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ വ്യക്തി ചിലപ്പോൾ ഭർത്താവായിരിക്കാം, ആ വ്യക്തി തന്നെ മകനാണ്, ആ വ്യക്തി തന്നെ അച്ഛനാണ്, ആ വ്യക്തി തന്നെ അങ്കിളായിരിക്കും. അങ്ങനെ കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റ് മാറുന്നതിനനുസരിച്ച് സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻസ് മാറിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. ആ വ്യക്തി അസുഖബാധിതനായി ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിലേക്ക് പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ മെഡിസിൻ എന്ന കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ ആ വ്യക്തി തന്നെ പേഷ്യൻറ്റുമാണ്. ഇതിനെയാണ് സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻസ് ഓർ സബ്ജക്റ്റിവിറ്റി എങ്ങനെയാണ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നത് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഒരിക്കലും സ്റ്റേബിൾ അല്ല, ദേ ആർ ചേഞ്ചിങ്. All of this subjectivity is not an essence of the individual but an effect of culture. That is what most important. Subjectivity or subject positions are created by effect of culture, language and social relations. ഭാര്യ ഭർത്താവിൻ്റെ അടുത്തെത്തുമ്പോൾ ഭാര്യയാണ്, അതേ ഭാര്യ തന്നെ തൻ്റെ അമ്മയുടെ അടുത്തെത്തുമ്പോൾ മകളാണ്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ സോഷ്യൽ റിലേഷൻസ്. അത് അക്കോർഡിംഗ്ലി മാറിക്കൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഒരിക്കലും സ്റ്റേബിൾ അല്ല. Identity and subjectivity are not constant but are always shifting and reinvented within culture or within cultural context. The subject is constructed in opposition to someone. A woman is a woman in relation to the opposite gender, man. The subject position of a woman is only exists if there is an opposite gender, that is men. So the woman subject position is created from the difference of men. A sane person is so in relation to mad persons. A subject can simultaneously take up any number of subject positions within any number of discourses. So these subject positions will be always changing, always varying. A subject can simultaneously take up any number of subject positions within any number of discourses. Number of subject positions are there within any number of discourses within the cultural context. Identity is composite of all other identities. It is a mixture. It is a composite of all other identities. Son at home, student at college, patient at hospital, participant at a match, traveler at a bus, likewise. So this identity is composite of all other identities. ഒരു ഐഡന്റിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഒരു വ്യക്തിക്ക് ഒരു ഐഡന്റിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഐഡന്റിറ്റി ഇല്ല. എപ്പോഴും അത് കോൺസ്റ്റന്റ് അല്ല, അത് ചേഞ്ചബിൾ ആണ്, ഷിഫ്റ്റിംഗ് ആണ്. കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റിനനുസരിച്ച് ഈ ഐഡന്റിറ്റിയും സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻസും റീഇൻവെന്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നു. Cultural context creates subjectivity. Identity changes, that is dependent on the context I am in. ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ ഐഡന്റിറ്റി ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യും. എങ്ങനെ അത് ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? അത് ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത് ആ വ്യക്തി ഏത് കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റിലാണോ നിൽക്കുന്നത് എന്നുള്ളതിനനുസരിച്ചായിരിക്കും ആ വ്യക്തിയുടെ ഐഡന്റിറ്റിയും സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പൊസിഷനും ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നത്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഒരു വ്യക്തി ഒരു കടയിൽ പോയി ഹി ബൈസ് സംതിങ്, ഹി ഈസ് എ കസ്റ്റമർ ദർ. The same person comes to his office, he may be a clerk in that office. That is, girls assimilate qualities of the feminine because they are brought up within the discourse of femininity through language. Language is the context in which cultures, communication or meaning, production and interpretation occur. Identity is shifting and changing. No stability in identity. It changes accordingly the cultural context. Identities are based on the cultural context of gender, class, caste, age, religion, ethnicity, nationality, and race. There are contexts in which I am identified as male, Indian, 21 years, middle class, etc. Or I am male, student, 18 years, such as or rich. Hence, the context gives us our identity. Identity is based on multiple cultural contexts. Identity is never unique and it is not one identity. Identity, therefore, is not stable or inherent inside one man. Hence, subject positions are multiple, shifting, and based on the context the individual is situated in. Identity and subjectivity are anti-essentialist. Identity and subjectivity are based on the difference and cultural context. Identities are constantly invented and reinvented based on cultural and social contexts. These arguments sum up: there is no essence of identity or essential identity. Identity and subjectivity are constantly shifting, invented and reinvented. All identity is cultural or cultural creation. All identity is being produced through structures of language and a system of differences. Thanks for watching. I think that you have understood. You can read the material.